Beijing, restoring trade ties with China continued to figure strongly in South Korean President Moon Jae-in's visit here, with Mr. Moon pledging to link his economic policies to Beijing's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. I am confident a link between the Belt and Road Initiative and New North, New South policies will lead to peace and joint prosperity in the region, he told a business forum in the southwestern Chinese city of Chongqing on Saturday, December 16. He was referring to South Korea's new policies of expanding economic cooperation with China, Russia, Japan, and Mongolia to the north and Southeast Asia to the south. Economic exchanges between South Korea and its largest trading partner China took a heavy hit in the past year over Chinese displeasure with Seoul's deployment of an American-made anti-missile system that Beijing said undermined its security interests. Seoul says it is needed to counter North Korea's missile threat given Pyongyang's refusal to stop nuclear and missile development programs. China's retaliatory economic measures, including banning group tours to South Korea and cracking down on South Korean firms operating in China, shaved 0.3 percentage point off its Northeast Asian neighbor's growth this year. Mr. Moon, who came to office in May, kicked off a fence-mending state visit on Wednesday that appears to be bearing fruit. At their summit in Beijing on Thursday, Chinese President Xi Jinping said Mr. Moon's visit was an important opportunity to improve relations as we seek to find ways to carve a better path based on mutual respect and trust. Mr. Xi also welcomed South Korea's participation in the BRI. On Friday, Mr. Moon met Premier Lee Keqiang, who said official communications channels on trade and economics would be reopened soon. Mr. Lee also called for increased cooperation in finance, artificial intelligence, big data, and people-to-people exchanges, among other things. Several memoranda of understanding were signed, including one to expand their bilateral free trade agreement to include services and investments. In Chongqing on Saturday, Mr. Moon called for economic cooperation with the city, a keynote of the BRI and an engine of growth for the relatively poor western region of China. I believe economic cooperation between South Korea and Chongqing will greatly contribute to China's development of the West, as well as balanced development of China, Mr. Moon told the city's party chief Chen Minor at their meeting. He also visited the old office of the Korean Provisional Government during World War II when Korea and large parts of China were occupied by the Japanese. He thanked Chongqing for lending support to Korean independence fighters and preserving historical sites linked to the independence movement, emphasizing that the two countries share a destiny that cannot be separated. This visit underscored the common history of the two countries, which experienced Japanese aggression in the first half of the 20th century and was Mr. Moon's way of drawing the two countries closer, said analysts. Commenting on China's efforts to improve ties with South Korea, Professor Jia Qingguo said the relationship was an important one to China both economically and strategically.